This con
Okay, welcome everyone. Just like I said before about myself, my name is Festus. I think we all know that by now from the emails that I've sent out so far. We've been, and from the videos that we have watched, you know that we've been doing this for some time. My background is actually not in IT. I have a master's degree in law and, from United Kingdom. I never went to school for IT, but I just took interest in it and I started doing it, and I've kind of been successful doing it. So I'm the lead trainer for this class, and sometimes you will find other people that will come to help during the class. And since now people don't have to travel, I will from time to time be inviting other trainers. Other trainers are those students that have attended our class and they've been very, very successful in the field of IT. Uh, and, so that is just that. But if, I feel like I can handle it, I wouldn't want to bother them, but I will still have to bring them so they can still give you one tip or the other. So that's about that. So brief history about this training. I think we all saw that. If you have watched the videos, you will have seen that in the video, how we started the training and how the training cost money and how we, stopped, charging people. And since 2010, we started doing it for free. And that is what we're still doing till now. So you must have watched that in the video. Some people have called me asking me for how much is it? Where do they send the money to? Well, if you have $1 million to send, you can send it to me. But if it's less than $1 million, just don't worry about it. So this training is free. All our trainings are free. You are not charged for the training. And for all that we're going to do, those will cost thousands of dollars if you have to pay for it. So, but because you are not paying for it, doesn't mean that you shouldn't take it serious. So please, I'm giving my time. You too should be giving your time. So, what is the, let me talk about, I didn't put something here, but let me talk about that. What is the danger of this training? Wow. Somebody will say, why will this training have some danger? you know. So the danger of this training is that it's so simple that you might not take it serious. So that's the danger of it. The way from the beginning to the end, it will be so simple that you will not believe it, and then you might not take it serious. And some people, I always give example of some of I'll call them my colleagues now, who were students before. They came to the class, they saw everything that was going on, they called themselves together and said, I don't think anything good can come from this first horse training because we get training, uh, they give us food, and I don't think this is worth our time. And they went away. I called them, hey guys, what's going on? I don't see you again in training. And I said, oh no, we're trying to do something else now. I said, okay, at least as long as you're trying to do something else, it's fine. And then months later, they came back and said, okay, they want to attend the training again. Then later, when I asked them, why did you leave the first time? And they told me that story that, this training, everything looks so simple. And sometimes you might feel like that it is not worth it. You're not paying anything for it. And, you still get free food. Even though now online, there's no way we can provide free food, so
We
that's
need
the
our food though.
So we pray COVID goes away. And then, so what we always do also is At the end of every training, we have like potluck. Everyone will bring food from his or our own community, and then we all, have fun. So, but we have to do it as it allows us, the situation allows us. Okay. Any question?
Yes, sir.
No. Okay. So I think I've talked about all this. What we hope this training will achieve. What do we hope this training will achieve? One, show me the money. We hope that this training will allow us to, be able to earn more. If, I'm earning like $20 per hour, $15 per hour, $18 per hour, $25 per hour, $30 per hour. I want to be in a place that, I can be financially free. I can earn more money. I mean, to some people, that's not really important, but it is always very important to me. I should still continue to be a legal consultant now, but I thought legal consultancy will not bring me as much money as IT. And that was why I joined IT. Some people will say, well, I would like to do what I enjoy. I will say, whenever there's money in it, I will enjoy it. It's something you can learn. You can learn to enjoy it. I wouldn't want to do something that will give me less and I enjoy it and I can't feed my family. So that's about that. Second point is there's no greater fulfillment than helping others. That is what we need to achieve from this training. So, as you see, so the lesson that I always want people to learn is that you can always help others. It doesn't always have to be about money. You can always help others. So, as you have received help from this class, you should also be ready to help others. So, and I will, maybe at the end of this class, I will show us some, I will send us some link that we can join some organization, it's not a WhatsApp group, it's like an IT forum, but this IT forum is from Africans, for Africans. So you can join that forum. There's even next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, there is a webinar that is going to happen that I want all of us to join. I think it's 7 p.m. Once I send the link, you join it, then you will see what I'm talking about. I think it's about 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time, which is Houston time. So they're going to talk about how people can come into IT, how you can get help, and all those kind of things, and examples of the people who came from nothing and they were able to achieve something in IT will also be there. So you can also ask questions. So this is going to be next week. So why am I saying this? This group, Pan-African group, I think the group now has over 1,000, I think about 1,200 or 300 members. And how did this group start? This group was formed by students who came to this training, that the same that you have come today. They went to a party and they found out that 75% of the people in that party are those people who have attended this training. So they decided to form the Pan-African IT Forum. And today, there are over 1,000 people there. So if you join that group, you have questions, you can find people answering your questions and doing all that and pointing you in different directions, So that's one of the things, one of the reasons to join that. And why I'm mentioning that is that the help that those guys got from this class, they are now trying to form a group to extend that help to others. So, and I don't want us to just, come to this training, find good jobs, and then you just forget about your fellow brothers and sisters. Please, I don't want that. I want, and I've seen I've seen great examples of people come back to me and say, well, hey, Festus, this is what I'm doing now from what I saw from the class. So it is not only all about money, but about, touching the life of others, So cost of this training, I think I've talked about that, is free as the air. So if anyone has collected any money from you, please let me know, and I will help you to get back your money from that person. And please, since this is a new class, I joke a lot, so please don't take me too serious for some things that I say. So I'm just telling you that disclaimer now. Don't be too serious about everything that I say. And some things I will say will not be right, but I will always say, do you remember what I said 1 hour ago? That wasn't right. I will always say that. So I won't forget to correct myself. But sometimes I purposely say what is not right, so I can know whether you are listening or you are not listening. Any question till now? Everyone still there?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
No question.
Okay. So my accent is okay. It's not bothering anyone.
No, it's not bothering.
You're clear, sir.
Oh wow. Thank you. Because I've tried to speak like American. I think my tongue was already formed before I left Nigeria. So, okay. So the next one that I want to talk about is relevance of information technology or IT in today's world. What's the relevance of IT? Why are we trying to do this class? So, number one, higher salary than most professions. Sometimes, people go to medical school and they earn like, a lot of money. But, with this kind of training, you can still earn almost sometimes as much as what a doctor will earn if you really understand what you're supposed to understand. So, higher salary than most professions. We've also had many people from many professions. At the time, I started telling people, hey, I'm not here to pull people away from their profession. If you're an accountant, be an accountant. And the accountants will tell me, hey, Festus, I'm an accountant, but I can earn $30,000 or $40,000 more as an IT person. So why should I continue to be an accountant? Well, if that is the case, then you are free to come to class. And most of them are successful today as an IT, in IT. Next one is remote work. IT is the most work now, especially with the modern, what we call it, plague or, COVID that we have now. Work that has never been done remotely before, now they are being done remotely. And I can remember since end of February, I've been working from home, and my company, because I do work for some companies, and I still have my own company, which I will talk about later. So the company that I work for told us to come and pack our stuff so that we can be permanent remote workers, at least for till next year or till they will understand when anyone can come back. And since we have been working online or remotely, I mean, there's never been an issue like production, like our, the way we work is worse. We've been working very well, and production has been very good. So, and to just tell you guys now, I'm actually, okay, my office is in Houston. I'm actually right now in, I think I've been since over 10 days now in New York City. And I'm actually talking to you now from New York City. And I work every day from New York. And nobody knows where I am. So that's the beauty of IT work. You can be anywhere. And I'm also planning to be in Barbados or somewhere in Dominic Island, and just be relaxing by the side of the sea with my Wi-Fi, and I'll wake up in the morning, I'll be working. That's the beauty of IT. And IT is also a very, very professional work environment. So most people that you work with are very, very professional people, not bullies, not people who will look down on you. I mean, you'll find that maybe in some places, but in most of the places, especially from my own experience, I've worked with very professional people. They might not like you, but they respect you. And that is what is important. And once you have that respect, you don't even know whether they like you or not. So that is what I want to talk about in the relevance of IT in today's world. So there are some people will ask that question: how much am I going to be paid when I start working? And I'm sure you guys should have Googled that by now, should have found out how much can you be paid. So there are some websites that you can go to. Paysa.com used to be one of the websites. I was just looking at Paysa.com and I found out that it's no longer in existence. So Paysa.com is no longer in existence, so you can't really see anything there. Please mute yourself. I can hear some kids screaming. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay. So Glassdoor, so Paysa is useless now because I mean it's not really, you can, I think maybe the company closed, but it used to be a website, a web application where you can look at salaries. So assuming IBM wants to give you a job as a business analyst, you can go to Paysa.com, look for IBM and look for how much they pay their workers. And most of the time, this, whatever you see there will be very, very close to what is being paid. But there's one little issue in IT. So the range, even in the same company, the range of payment for a business analyst could be 69K. I'm talking about one single company now. Let's say example is IBM. It could be 69K to 119K. So a business analyst at IBM could be earning 69K. Another business analyst in IBM could be earning 119K. So this is what happens in the IT world. You need to be able to negotiate. Don't just take whatever they give you. Because at the end of the day, if you hear someone is earning 119 and you are earning 69K, that might frustrate you. So maybe your current salary now is 45K and you think, oh, I mean, 69K is good. It's 20 something thousand more than what I'm earning now. But when you get to the company, you find out that some people are almost earning double what you are earning, and they are not even working as much as you are working. So that is one thing that I want to mention. In IT, there is always a range, even in the same company. Another place to look for this is somewhere like Glassdoor. Let me see if I have example here for Glassdoor. Okay, let me just open Okay, I think I even have it open here. This is Glassdoor. So can you all see my screen? Glassdoor.com.
Yes.
Okay. So I search for, so this is a website that you should always visit. I search for senior business analyst because when you guys finish this class, your knowledge will be that of a senior business analyst, not business analyst. Okay. And I want also to say something. Some people, when they finish the class, they will be saying, well, you know what? I'm looking for an entry-level position. I don't know if there are still entry-level positions because no one wants to be training anyone at work. They want someone who already has experience. And all this experience, you're going to get it from this class. The experience to be a senior business analyst, even more than a senior business analyst, will be given to you in this class. I can guarantee you that. So, and I remember there was a politician last week that maybe some 3 years ago that said, you can use my word against me. So,
Sir, can I ask a question?
I'm saying you can use my word against me. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Do you have to go to college to like still have a college certificate to like be a senior business analyst?
No, I will get to that in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So that's a good question, but I will get to that in a minute. So now you can see that the average salary for a business analyst in Houston is $82,000. But that is just all, we all know what
I have
average
a
is, right?
question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
If we finish this class and maybe you apply for a job and they're like asking you in the interview that what experience do you have, what year of experience do you have as a business analyst? How can we answer that question, please?
So this class will give you an experience of minimum of 5 years, but we always tell people 3 to 5 years or 3 to 4 years is what will be on your resume. So this class is not just a theoretical class, it's a class that will teach you how to actually do it so that you will actually have an experience. Does that answer the question?
Okay. After he's done, I'd like to ask a question, please.
So I don't understand. So we'll just tell them we have a training, or when they say, what experience do you have?
Okay,
Are we going to tell them we have a training?
so this is also what I want you to understand, because I don't want us to get worried about something that we're not supposed to worry about.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Can I talk? I'm sorry, sir.
Yes.
Guys and co-student, I will say, don't let us jump the gun right now. Let us have a lowly mind. Let us listen to this, to the instructor and to the teacher, to the owner. We will learn a lot about from him, because merely watching the video that he has asked us to watch, I mean, I've learned a lot from him. So please, we will get to that bridge and we will cross it when it is time.
Okay.
Amen.
I agree with
God
that.
bless you.
Yeah, I
Thank
agree
you,
with that.
sir.
What I want to know is that is there any like certifications or exams that is written after the training?
No.
That's all I want to know.
There's no certification that we have done, but this is the first class that I'm planning to do certification. I'm planning for this class to. So what we do is each time we try to make things better. So this is the first time, or this is the first class that I'm planning that this class will do certification. It is not certification from me, it's business analyst certification that you can put on your resume. But believe you me, no class has ever done it before. So thank you, sir, for giving us that word which we put our mind at rest.
You're welcome,
What
sir.
I always tell people is this. I've been teaching this class since 2006, not 2016, 2006. So, and we've been having students from all over the world since 2006. And we have thousands of students all over the world that pass through this class that are working. So when it comes to that bridge, we will cross it because there's a way that those other people did it, right? So yours is never going to be different. But if you want to tell me like, oh, Festus, I cannot say that I have 3 years of experience when I didn't do anything for 3 years. Hey, then you know what? This you can, what I can advise in that way is, okay, do the class today, try to get some experience for 3 years, and then start applying. But if you want to do it like others did it, hey, it is not difficult. And we just like we have been advised, let us focus first on having the knowledge. When we have the knowledge, then we will not worry too much about,
Quick question, sir. If a friend of mine wants to join this Kahoot or this group, is it too late to join?
I'm even planning on how to reduce the class. So
okay.
I'm not praying that people should drop out, but if people drop out, that will really make my work easier.
Okay,
so
thank you.
I'm not planning to. So this class, we started with almost 50 people, and I've dropped the people now to 30 something. Because the less we have in the class, this is online. Some people will be right now, some people will be in the kitchen, they will be cooking, they just put the video on, the meeting is on, they're not listening to anything. I don't want to waste my time. I want people who are serious, because I'm putting a lot of time into this. I'm sure yesterday night, some people were pinging me, and I was working on all the things that I would send out, and it took hours. So coming to teach the class is not just, hey, I just come, I just start talking. It takes a lot of plan work and all that. So, and I want less people in the class. If it's face-to-face, then it's fine. In the face-to-face classes that we used to have, we have sometimes over 100 people in the class. But that's fine, because the people are in the same location. They can ask questions if it's not clear to them. I can see their face. If what I'm saying is not clear to them, I can re-explain it. But all those things are not possible in online. And I love kids. I have a lot of kids myself. I wouldn't say, hey, don't let your kids talk when you're in the class. But when all that is going on, you might not really be focused. And so that's why I always love the face-to-face. Because when you are face-to-face, you don't bring your kids, and then you can focus and do all that. But hey, this is where we are today. We just have to do it as, we are able to do it. Any other questions? So
Hello,
those
sir.
questions are good questions. I mean, please don't believe that whatever question you're asking, because if you don't ask those questions, you might not really get what you need from this class.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, on the issue of asking you question during presentation,
Yes.
hope it will not stop your flow. Or is there any way we can allow you to finish, or you want it intermittently?
No, you can just ask anytime, because
okay.
If you don't ask at that point, you might be confused. You might not really understand the next thing that I'm talking about. So I think, please ask questions. Stop me and ask question anytime. And you can see I already have everything that I'm going to talk about listed. So you ask question, I just continue from where I stopped. So it's not going to bother me. Okay. So I was talking about salary, that even in the same company, there's a range of salary. So for example, this is Cisco, Senior Business Analyst. A senior business analyst in Cisco earns 74K. Another senior business analyst in Cisco earns 104K. That's how much difference? $30,000. That's over $2,000 in a month difference. So I hope this is very clear to us. I always like to, explain this, be able to negotiate very well. And when you're asking how much does someone earn, it depends on the company. And you can look at another company. Look at this company here, EOG. Is from 79K, the highest is 125K. If you know what you're supposed to know, you can earn as high as you want to earn. Okay. I hope everyone is clear about that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm trying to go back to sometimes the way sorry, give me 1 minute. The way the GoToMeeting is, they have some tabs that are covering some things, and I will not be able to move it. Okay, now I moved it. So then let's so Indeed.com is another website that you can go to, and you can see salaries and jobs and all those kind of things. So I think what I always advise students to do is go to these sites. For business analysts, look at what they're asking for, look at what they want you to know, write down all the points. And as we are going through the class, you can check it off. I know this now, I know that now, I know this now, I know that now, I know this now. And you can always come back to class and ask me, hey, Festus, I'm seeing this in a lot of job description. What does that mean? And I'll always give you answer to that. This is, I think I'll make this available, this worksheet. I'll make it available to us after today, so you can also have this note. I would like you to read this. Medium.com pay salary is a story about someone, how he started looking for a job, how he finished college and did all that. I think I read it and I kind of liked how he put all his information there, how he went through everything, the problems I went through, negotiating for salary and all that. So also, there's a link here, contact out jesse.com. So someone asked me the question, do I need to have a degree? Okay, this is one of our students, and this is his information online. He's still doing his bachelor's degree. He has not finished. He has a high school degree. And this guy is just 24 years now. And this guy has been doing this. You can also see his blog here, Test Automator blog. That's his blog. He has a blog. So these are all the things that we can do. Don't just be looking for work, join communities. There are a lot of communities. So if you approach me, I will maybe tell you communities that you can join, how you can make yourself visible in those communities, and all that kind of stuff. So you can see that this guy has a blog where he explains, helps people, whatever he's doing, he explains everything. He has videos and everything on what he's doing. He's kind of trying to teach people, just like what I'm doing, And I just said that this guy is 24 years, attended our class, and you can see, I think here you're showing 2015 when he started this blog. So you can imagine if the guy is 24 years and he started this blog in 2015, you can imagine how old he was when he started. So please also, for those of us who have kids, you can encourage your kids. These are things that will give one financial freedom. And this guy that I'm talking about here is my son. So he started from even middle school. And his first job was just when he finished high school. So you don't need, to that question, you don't need to have a degree to, and even in the United States here, 5 years of experience is equal to a degree. My current manager now, who is the director, has a high school degree. So does that answer your question, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So it doesn't matter how young you are, and it doesn't matter how old you are. So that is why I love this. So I just put this one here so you can see what he has done. And the plan is what Jesse does. What Jesse does is software automation. It's called software automation. That is the next class that we're going to take after we finish this class. So for those who are interested, and he will be the one teaching that class. Is based in Austin, but now since you can even, you can teach from anywhere, you can attend class from anywhere, so that shouldn't be a problem, So, and there are so many jobs also in that area, and a lot of the students that we have now, even some have 2 jobs, Some have 2 software jobs, because it's remote. You open 2 computers, you're just doing your work, And I think IT work is the easiest work that I've ever seen, So, but don't take my word for it. When you start working, then you will see that. Any question till now?
No questions, sir. You can go on.
Okay. Do we feel confident that this is doable?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. So what I also tell people is, if people in the past have done it, and people in the future are still going to do it, so nothing stops you from doing it. So these are all the things that we're going to learn in the class. We start from QA, we go to business analysis, we do Scrum Master, and then we have a live project. And this class is going to take us 9 Saturdays. Before, we used to do it Saturday and Sunday, but I want us to rest on Sundays now, so we don't have to have class on Sundays. So class is only Saturdays, and we are going to do it for 9 Saturdays. I think I put that somewhere in the email that I sent out.
Yes.
So we might be done before then, but that is the projection. So by the end of the 9th Saturday, we should have finished a live project. Or I don't know, if I have time today, I will explain that live project. If not, there's still plenty of time for us to talk about that. So why do we have to do all this? These are 3 professions in one. I remember some students that wanted to join the class. One of the students said, "No, I don't want to do BA. I don't want to do QA. I just want to do BA." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry. In our class, we do QA and BA. So BA is like postgraduate. QA is like graduate. So, and one more, project management. Project management is like postgrad. So this is number 1, QA. This is number 2, BA. Number 3 is project management. So question, will it make your life easier if you are a BA and you understand QA or not? Yes, it will. Because you can't just jump. So that's why you see a lot of people, they go for project management classes, but they cannot manage any project, because you need to understand what business analysts do. You need to understand what QA people do before you can manage them. You cannot be a project manager and you are managing engineers that you don't know what they're doing, because you are the one that is supposed to cost the project. You are the one who's supposed to hire people. How will you know who to hire when you don't know what they're doing? So that's what I always tell people. This is how to start. You start from QA, you go into business analysis, and then later you can go into project management. Even some of our students, we don't teach project management per se, but some of our students finish the class and they find jobs as project manager. I will bring some of them to come and talk to us and how they were able to do it. So, but as long as we follow everything that we're supposed to follow, I don't see any problem. A better business analyst is one who understands QA. So when you go for interview, you can brag about this. I'm a business analyst that understands QA, and I understand Scrum Master. And you're going to do all these things in our project, in our life project. You're going to do business analysis. You're going to do QA. You're going to do Scrum Master. Some of us will do Scrum Master, because we're going to appoint Scrum Master. But everybody will understand what Scrum Master is all about. Everybody will understand QA and BA. So it is not like you have not done it before. But that is once we complete our life project. And at this time, I think I want to say that this particular class is going to be fast-paced. Fast-paced does not mean difficult. It means there will be a lot of work to do. Why am I saying this? I think on Tuesday, I sent out assignment, and some people have just submitted the assignment today, Saturday. That is not acceptable. Please, this class, the only thing you need to do is pray for me that I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, this class will hold. We have been doing this for donkey years. It will continue to hold. If you don't have time now, don't come now. Come only when you have time. And when some people, they registered and then they called me later and say, hey, Festus, I don't think I have time now. Hey, it's fine. Don't come when you don't have time, or you have not made time. Because sometimes you don't have time, but you can make time. You can sleep less. It's just for 9 Saturdays. You can watch less movies. It's just for 9 Saturdays. You know. So that is what I will say there, that these are all the things I will learn. And you find most people in the industry, they don't have this knowledge. And when you go out there, you know more than them. You know, I'm sure I'll bring some students, some past students, and you can hear from them. Okay.
Sorry,
Any
Mr.
question?
Festus. Sorry, Mr.
Yes.
Festus. Your
Go ahead.
battery is going down.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thanks for letting me know. So for this online class, mute your line. We already talked about that. Be serious and focused. Don't deceive yourself. If you don't have time now, hey, you don't have to come now. Because if you don't have time now and you don't, so there will be a lot of assignments for the first 3-4 weekends, and then we'll start our project. And you're going to be assigned work, a lot of work from the project. At the end of the day, we are planning to build an app. I hope we all heard me. We're trying to build an app, app, and that app will be live on Android and iOS, and everybody in the world can see it. And you can be proud that, wow, this is a project that I worked on. So it is not going to be easy. It is not tedious, but it's time consuming. So that's what I mean here by you need to be serious and focused and create time. You need to create time for this class. This is a fast-paced class. I talked about that. Come only when you're ready. As long as we are here. Hey. So this is wrong. Class 2 online meetings. This will be 9 online meetings or 10 plus today. So this is when we used to do it on site, but it's just going to be just what I've explained. 10 online meetings, and will only be Saturdays. Saturdays. And the time on Saturdays is, did I mention a particular time yet? I think I said 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. Saturdays. 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so next is non-disclosure agreement. What does this mean? So we have a company in Houston which we'll be signing everyone into. So what is going to happen is from next week, we will create a company email for everyone who is attending the class or who is a bona fide member of the class, not gate crashers. So you will have an email as something as FOSIDE at, so the email will be at firstleadersoft.com. So we want this to be just like you are working in a company. So you have a real life company experience, and if you do well, you can talk about the company on your resume, like I work in this company and this is what I did and this is what I did. So I own the company, so that is what we're going to use to train. So what you'll be seeing most of the time, once you are logged into that company information, are real life production information. So we're going to send a non-disclosure agreement to everyone that is attending class to say that I'm not going to share the information with anyone. You don't have to agree with this. If you don't agree with it, just tell me, hey, Festus, I cannot sign the non-disclosure agreement, and I just remove you from the class, and that is fine. You don't have to. But for this to be as close as possible, like you're working in the company, I think we have never done this before. This is the first time we're doing this also. Before we give examples and all those kind of things, but we want it to be real life now. So that's why we're doing this. Any question on that?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. So what are the tools that will be needed?
Sense. Totally makes sense.
Sorry?
I say it totally makes sense.
No question, but appreciation.
Appreciation will really be when you call me, hey, Festus, I just got a job. That will be the appreciation.
To help, amen.
So, yes. So my joy is when I see my people, they are doing better. That is really my joy, and that makes me to really be fulfilled. So laptop, you need a laptop, and a good one. You need a good laptop. A good laptop doesn't have to be expensive, but a functional laptop, not one that I used to use in the 90s. When you turn it on, you go to the bathroom and take your shower and come back, then before it opens up. No, not that kind of a laptop. You need a laptop that is functional. So we're going to need Jira and licensing. So let me explain the third one, then I will explain Jira. Android phone for testing during live project. You remember I said we're going to develop an app, right? So we're going to need, so when we develop, our code is going to be on Android for testing. And this is Android, not Android. Android. Okay. Our code is going to be on Android for testing. So it will be good if you have an Android phone. It could be an old Android phone. It doesn't matter, because all the files that will be used for testing, you have to download it onto your Android phone. If you already have an Android phone, it's fine. If you don't have an Android phone, your partner has an Android phone, or you have a son at home or a daughter that has an Android phone, you can just use it once in a while. That is also fine. And if you can buy just $100 one, I mean, you can find some cheap ones. You can buy $100 one, that will also be fine. Any question on that? Okay. So Jira and licensing, the tool that companies use today, the tools that companies use today for managing their agile projects is called Jira. Let me see. Okay, so can we see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what you are looking at now on my screen, that is Jira. But this is Jira for First Leader Soft. All the information you are seeing here, these are the company proprietary information. So what is going to happen is that everyone that is a member of the class will be given access to the First Leader Soft Jira. So subscription, I mean, we pay for subscription of this Jira software, but it costs $10 per user per month. So I'm thinking, if you cannot afford it, let me know. But if you can afford it, it's $10 per month. You might need this for 3 months, which is $30. Because once I add everyone to this, then I'm going to be paying $10 per month per person. I think that would be too much for me to pay. So, and if we don't do that, then you don't have access to this Jira. So I want to know what you feel about that. I never like to talk about money in my class because the class is free. But for this now, it means I'm going to be paying
Excuse me.
So, sir, I think it's like going to
I'm
school.
so
You have to
sorry.
buy
You
your
were breaking up.
notebook. So we should be able to buy our access to Jira. That's what I think.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Where can we send the money to?
No, I'm still talking about if everyone agrees with this.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Can you repeat what you said about this page you're on right now? Because you were breaking up. I don't know if it was only me. I couldn't hear you.
Okay. So what I was saying is that this software, so you will see when you go to companies now, almost every company is using this software that you see on my screen to manage their projects. We at First Leader Soft, which is my own company, we use Jira to manage our projects. The projects that we're going to learn in this class and do in this class will be managed through Jira. But to add people to Jira, I have to pay subscription of $10 per person per month. So that is what I'm asking us. If you feel like you want to have access to this Jira for 6 months, you can pay $60, but let's start with that. Let's start with 3 months. It's not going to be today. Maybe it's going to be in the next 3 weeks. It is when we will start our project, or when it gets to that place that I'm going to start teaching on this. And this is the first class that we are teaching this. In the other past classes, I never show anyone. I just tell people about Jira. They never go into my Jira, which is my company Jira.
Okay.
And that is why I said we should sign non-disclosure agreement. Everyone will have an email address. So if you do anything, we can see what each person is doing.
Correct.
On the system. And when you go for interview, this that you are seeing on my screen, this is what you'll be explaining, and all our classes will be based on this software. How to do all our projects and everything will be based on this software. And when you go to IBM, you go to HP, you go to ABB, you go to Facebook, the same thing, the same Jira you are seeing on my screen is the same Jira that you will see in those companies. So it is not like something different. So that's what I'm trying to explain.
Got it. Thank
So
you.
are we all in agreement with that? If you don't, you don't have to agree. If you don't agree, just let me know. So we'll think about what to do in that instance.
I agree.
But
I agree.
I feel like this is a big advantage for us. And if you ask any past student that have gone through our class that, hey, did Festus give you access to Jira? All of them will tell you no. But just like I said at the beginning, each time we want to make our class better. We want to make it to, as close as possible to real life. So that when you go to interview, you are not just telling them what you have read. You are telling them what you have done. Okay. Let me go back.
Mr. Festus, are you reading the charts at all?
I'm not reading the chat.
I think some questions are addressed to you, sir.
Oh, yes. I mean, if it is not something that you don't want others to hear about, let's all have, so that at least,
So I think in the chat, what I'm mostly seeing there is everyone is in agreement for the subscription on Jira.
Okay.
And yeah, so everyone is in agreement.
Okay.
And somebody's asking if there's anything like Telegram or WhatsApp for this particular class.
No, because no company this is not an Oyinbo training or Molete training, No company that I've ever seen uses Telegram or WhatsApp.
So it's professional.
We're going to use what companies use, so that when you get to those companies, you will see the same thing that we have used in the class. Because whatever I'm using in my company is what you are going to use, and that is what other companies use. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So let me go to the next point. I think we're doing well on time. It's fine. Okay. What are the prerequisites for this class? What are the prerequisites for this class? Willingness to learn. Assignment has to be done, or else you will be dropped from class. And assignment not just done, but done on time. And that's why I've said at the beginning that, hey, I understand this is America, or this is, everybody's busy trying to run around and do some stuff. Sometimes you don't have time. Come when you have time. Just call me. Hey, Festus, I don't think I have time now. Hey, next time when the next class is starting, if you have time, then you can join that class. But I always want you to come when you have time, because that is when you will benefit from it, and you will not be wasting your time, and I will not be wasting my time. Because there's no purpose. You come, you understand half, you don't understand half. And you start going for interview, they're asking you things that you have done in the class, and you can't even explain it. That will be just waste of time. Attendance is only on site, sorry, online. There is no on site for now. Okay. There's no age limit. I think I just talked about my son who has about 8 years of experience in this field, and he's just 24 years. So, and we've had examples of people who are over 60 and almost 70 years, and they came to class and they are also working with this today. So there is no age limit. Some years ago, we had an Oma, a grandma that came from Nigeria to come and visit our children, and then she came to the class, and today, since then, she's working in this field. And that's one good thing about America. You can start anytime. America doesn't look at your age. They don't ask you, what have you been doing since? Hey, maybe before you are not doing anything, but now you are doing something. That's what matters. It's not before. We don't care about your before. We care about your now. So some people will say, well, if I have 3 years on my resume, will somebody not ask that, what have I been doing before then? No, nothing. I mean, why would someone ask what you have been doing? It is only the 3 years that they will focus on. Hey, for 3 years, you have been doing this and you're good. Hey, we'll give you the job. Okay. Any question on that? Okay.
No, sir.
Next, qualities and skill set you need to possess. What are the qualities and skill set you need to possess as a BA or QA person or as an IT professional? Patience. I will explain each of these. Long suffering, love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control. So what do I mean by each of these? To be a successful IT person, you need to be a patient person. You cannot be someone who is just in a hurry. You have a whole of a page to read. You read just the first line, you read the last line. No. It is not done that way. You have to be someone who is able to write, who is able to be patient. You are doing something, you have to be patient. And that also goes with long suffering. It means you are trying to do something, it is not successful, but you are continuing to do it. Because you see a lot of that. You are trying to write some documentation, it's going to take a long time to write it. You are trying to work with a colleague, that colleague is very slow. You need to be patient with that colleague. Because you remember, I just said an IT environment is a very professional environment. And a very professional environment is an environment where even if you are bringing 99%, someone else who is there, who is bringing 1%, is almost as important as you, because your department needs to deliver 100%. Don't brag too much if you are the one delivering 99%. Because without that other one's 1%, your 99% is useless. Am I making any sense, sir? Mass?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You will be working a lot in groups, and you will find out that in the group that you're working, you are better, you are like 5,000% better than some people, faster than them. So, but you need to be patient with them. When you think that they don't know something, you should be willing to teach them. It is not complaining like, who hired this guy? Why is he here? What is he doing? Why doesn't he know something? And you are thinking inside of yourself, like, even me that just went to a training somewhere, I even know better than this guy. Hey, thank God for your life. But everyone cannot be the same. If you know more, hey, thank God for your life. You are supposed to make others understand also. Love others, it goes with that, because when you love them, you want them to do better. In some of the cases, I've gone to, and I'll kind of explain this also as our class go on. In some of the places that I've worked, I've gone to the other department, asked them what they are struggling with, and I've taken my own time to go into those other departments and train them to do better. Nobody told me that. My manager didn't tell me that. The company didn't tell me that. I just took it upon myself. This comes from all this. And there has been a lot of gain for me in those, by doing that. And by doing that, you are teaching others. By doing that, you are making others better. So all these things, they tie together. Joy, hey, always be laughing, always be smiling. Don't be the one that nobody wants to come to. They see your face, frown, and then they just run away. Peace. Please, someone is talking. Please, can you mute yourself? Peace. Sometimes they say, peace that passeth all understanding. That is when everything around you is crumbling, hey, but you have peace. You are able to calm down. You're able to tell people, hey, it is not that bad. Let's see the good in this. Let's find a way to move forward and let's move on. That is peace. Kindness goes with love. Being kind to people, be ready to help people around you, even when they are not as good as you. I mean, what I'm saying in essence is don't criticize people. Don't judge people. When I say we, I mean, I'm originally from Nigeria. We tend to do that. We see the Indian people, we have some kind of stereotype about them. We see people from somewhere, we have and that will not allow us to, really understand those people. And sometimes we see people that don't know much, and then we kind of judge them. Hey, these people don't know much. Look at this thing. This person made a mistake. This person did that. No, we're not supposed to do that. So goodness, gentleness, and self-control. Self-control, let me talk about this. Sometimes when someone sends email to you, and that email sounds, how do I put it? Offensive to you. That email sounds offensive to you. Do not reply to that email immediately. There are two things you can do. Never reply to that email. Sleep over that email. Come back to that email and read it again. So sometimes when you read it again, you find out that this is not really offensive. This guy was just trying to ask a question. But if you have replied the first time, you will have been very unprofessional. And that could have caused problem for you or for your team or between you and that person. So that's why self-control is, something that you really, really need to have. And sometimes if you have never worked in a corporate environment and you are not born in this country, some language might be offensive to you, but those languages are not offensive. They're not meant to be offensive. So I'll give two examples. For example, when I first came to the United States and I was working, I was a manager. People working with me, sometimes they say, hey, Festus, that offended me so much. Like, why will you call me hey? Is anyone listening to me? I'm thinking, why will you call me hey? In Europe, you don't just say hey to people. In Nigeria, you don't say hey to people. I feel like that was, but later when I understood how people here talk, I found out that that wasn't really meant to be offensive. It's just, hey, somebody's name means you are talking to someone who's like your pal. The second one was whatever. Wow. That word used to annoy me, like, why would you say whatever? Later, I understood that whatever is just whatever. It's not really meant to be offensive. So I'm saying this for some of us that have not worked in corporate environment so that you don't get yourself into some kind of trouble. Okay, any question on that? Is everyone there? Just say yes.
No
You're
question.
there.
No question.
Yes.
No question.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
I just want to make sure that I'm not the only one talking.
No, we
Okay.
are here.
Yes, we're
We
here.
are here, sir.
So next one, what are the qualities of a successful IT person? What are the qualities that every successful IT person are? First of all, I've mentioned some here. Then I'm mentioning here. You cannot be a lazy person. You cannot be someone that wants to do things in a rush. Hey, let me just quickly do it and send it to them. No, if you write email, you need to proofread that email. Make sure that everything that you have written is correct. You might want to type no, and auto type will type not, and then it will change the meaning of what you have written. So you cannot be a lazy person. You cannot be someone who is always in a hurry. You must have good troubleshooting skills. You must be someone who is able to troubleshoot. Something is wrong. Why is it happening? You must be able to troubleshoot. My system is running slow. Why is my system running slow? What just happened? What do I have to do? Next one, multitask. You have to be able to whistle and talk. That's from Nigeria. They say, some people say, I cannot be whistling and be talking. I cannot be listening and be talking. You have to be able to multitask. You have to be able to do more than one thing at the same time. If you are someone who cannot do more than one thing at a time, you need to learn how to multitask. All these things can be learned. You might be someone who doesn't like to, once you are cooking, you don't want anybody to talk to you. Let me finish my cooking. No, you cannot be that kind of a person and be successful in IT. You must be someone who is able to do many things at the same time, because you might be on many projects at the same time. Your company might put you on many projects at the same time, and you must be able to shift from one project to the next just in a twinkle of an eye. You must be able to function well under pressure, and I think we just talked about that. When there's pressure, the whole world is not going to crumble. Just keep your cool. Ask yourself, what do I need to do? And start doing it. Don't put yourself under pressure. Example, our project is supposed to be released on next week, Friday. But the way we are working now, we're not going to finish this project and release it by next week, Friday. What is going to happen? Number one, you can start putting yourself under pressure. Number two, you can now say, okay, if we're not going to be able to deliver all these things on Friday, what are the things that we must deliver on Friday? Let's focus on that. Because sometimes that is what is called prioritization. What are the things that we must deliver on Friday? And maybe out of the 10 things that we're supposed to deliver, 5 are very critical. So let's focus on the 5 and make sure that on Friday we deliver those. And then after Friday, we start working on the next 5. That is how to solve that pressure instead of putting the pressure on yourself. We'll be talking a lot about all this, and we'll see all these examples also in our project. Ability to prioritize work. I just talked about that now. You have to be able to prioritize. On January 1 of 2020, there are 25 things that I plan to do for the year. But because of COVID, I can only do 2. I have to prioritize 2. Which 2 am I going to do? So that's what that is all about. And priority, that is one of the key words in information technology. Prioritize. And if you really know how to prioritize work, that is the skill of a manager. Because most of the time, it's the managers that prioritize the work for the team. Next one, quick learner. You must be someone who is willing to learn. You must be willing to learn, and you must be a quick learner. So let me talk about quick learner. So what if you're a slow learner? What does that mean? Hey, it means nothing. You might still be a slow learner. It doesn't matter as long as you are willing to learn. So quick learner should actually be willing to learn, not quick learner. If it takes 1 month and it takes somebody else 1 week, what's the difference? At the end of that 1 month, you are all both on the same level. Quest for more and more knowledge. So I think the good thing about our class is that once we finish this class, it will be very easy for you to get more knowledge, because we will have touched many, many areas that getting more knowledge will be easy for you. And I'll explain that more as our class goes on. Be in the future today. What does that mean? It means, what is the trend? People are talking about cloud technology now, but what are people talking about now that is going to happen in the future? AI, artificial intelligence. Don't wait till you get into the future before you understand artificial intelligence. Know it now. I remember in 2008, people started talking about cloud technology, and I've known about cloud technology since then. And you find out that just in the past 3 or 4 years, everybody started talking about cloud technology. But I've known about it for over a decade. So that's how to get yourself into the future and make sure that you know more, you know what is coming in the future, even today. I for catching defects. You should be someone who can always pinpoint issues quickly. When you see an application, you should have trouble. So catching effect goes with troubleshooting skills. When you have good troubleshooting skills, you will be able to quickly catch defects. So when something is wrong with an application, you can quickly know what is wrong. Just like you go to a doctor, you have good doctors that you go to them, they ask you 1 or 2 questions, they know what is wrong with you. You have good mechanics, you take your car to them, they ask you 1 or 2 questions, they know what is wrong with the car. That is what is meant by good troubleshooting skills. And a good troubleshooting skill shows that you are an experienced person. Patient person, I think we already talked about that. You need to have patience. You have to be a patient person. Detail oriented. When you are explaining something, you explain it in detail. When somebody asks you, and this goes with also our assignment, I'm still going to talk about that. When someone asks you, what is your surname? You should explain everything about your surname, that there will be no further question to ask. I'm going to say that again. Someone asks you about your partner. You should explain everything about your partner, that person will no longer have any other question to ask. So someone asked me about my last name. I'll say, well, my last name is from this place in Nigeria. How did my grandfather arrive at that last name? What war did he fight to arrive at that last name? How is that last name so important in our village that anyone you mention that last name to understand what that last name means? Now, how am I going to carry that last name forward? What is my plan? You see, you are explaining everything that anyone could ever ask you. And that is how to prepare ourselves for interviews. So, example, you go to an interview and someone asks you, what do you know about business analysis? I know, as a business analyst, I just gather requirements. That's correct, right? It's correct. But somebody else comes and explains it more. And somebody else comes, the third person comes and explains it better. Who's going to get the job? The one that explained it better. It didn't mean that the first person didn't say the right thing, but it means the third person said more. than the first person. Please take this into consideration next time when you are answering when you are submitting your assignment. When I ask a question, say everything about that question, that there will be no further question to ask on that question. So please, I want you to unmute and tell me if you have any question on that, because that's very critical. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, can I
Yes.
ask a question?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Please go ahead and ask the question, sir.
Please, when you mentioned in an interview process, there are some questions that the answers are expected to be simple and precise. How do you deal with such a situation when you intend to say more about the question you are being asked? When do you know to be simple and precise, or when you should be detailed?
Okay. If I will say, I will say no answer should be simple and precise. No answer in an interview should ever be simple and precise. Have you written requirements before? Yes, I have written requirements before. That's a simple and precise. So that's simple and precise, right?
Yep.
Yes.
But if I'm interviewing you and you tell me that that person doesn't get that job, and I don't think anywhere in the world that person will get that job. When you are answering questions in an interview, you should explain everything. So if somebody says, have you worked with requirements before? Explain everything you understand about requirements. Everything. What is a requirement? When have you written requirements? What type of requirements have you written? How important are requirements? What if there are no requirements? What is going to happen? Scenario when there was no requirement, what did you do? All these things you need to explain. By telling me all this, it shows me that you have experience. You didn't just go to Google and read it. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say that again because that is a deal breaker to our class and to getting a job. If you go for an interview, you say simple and precise. The next person goes to the same interview, says better than simple and precise. That other person gets the job. And I've never seen an interview where they will time you. Like, okay, answer this question in 2 minutes. No, I've never seen it. They will give you time to explain everything that you want to explain. And I think as we go along, you will see all this. Any other question? Okay. Next one is open-mindedness. So it means the way you have always done it might not be the best way. You need to listen to others. When someone says, well, this thing that you do, I think there's a better way to do it. Don't say, no. This is the way that I've always done it, and it has always worked for me. Listen to that person first. Understand that person. That person might be showing you a better way because nobody knows it all. And you can only listen if you are open-minded. Ability to simplify complex issues in your own words. You remember the first assignment that we did? I said, watch these videos and in your own words, because what matters at the end of the day is not what you have read, but how you can express it. If you just go online and copy something, that is not your own words. Your own words is how you can explain something. And the way that I'm explaining things now in this class, this is my own words. And that is the way that I should speak in an interview, because that is my own word. If I've just copied something from the internet, then it means I'm trying to cram that, and then I'm trying to give that in an interview, then I'm going to forget. So the best thing always is understanding what you are doing and then be able to put that what you are doing in your own words. Okay. I think I already talked about this. The next one is assignments. Please type assignments in email body. Don't attach document. So what do I mean by this? If you send me your assignment and you attach it, it means I have to download your attachment, I have to correct it, I have to upload it again, and that's a waste of time for me. I don't have time for that. So please always type your assignment in email body, and I think most of us did that. So please let us continue to do that. Answer to assignment should be exhaustive. I just explained that. You're asked a simple question, be able to ask yourself other questions. What is a requirement? That is the question. But the answer is not just a requirement, is a blah, blah, blah. That's not just the answer. That's the answer. That's correct. But you have to go further. Answer a question in a way that no further question will be required. Answer a question in an interview in such a way that the person interviewing you will not ask further questions based on that question. And you know the advantage of that. Sometimes there might be some things you don't know in that question, but by explaining a lot of things, the person interviewing you will think, oh, wow, I think this guy knows everything about this, and will not ask further questions about it. And many students have come back and give testimony on this. That, hey, when I just explained this and I told them this and I told them this, they didn't ask me further question on that, you know, and sometimes they just gave me the job. So there's an application that we're going to be using for our project. That is an application that we're going to be using for our project. That application is called Church Marshall. So before the end of next week, we will all be given access to this application. And from next week, we can start discussing the application. Whatever you need to do, I'll send email, let you know what you have to do. Check-in app is what we're going to do as our live project. So there's an application that ministries, churches use to manage their ministry and church organizations. There's an app that we want to build with that Church Marshall application. So at the end of the day, these two are still combined. The check-in app that we're going to build will flow, information will flow from the Church Marshall application to the check-in application, and from check-in application to Church Marshall application. And what is the advantage of Church Marshall application? In Church Marshall application, we have almost all the features that you will find in any application in anywhere in the world. So when you start working, you will see some functionalities in Church Marshall that you will see also in the application that you will be working on in the company that you will be working at. So Church Marshall is a very, very advanced and comprehensive application. And what I want us to do on it is go through the whole application, become a subject matter expert on it, because most of the things are what you will see on other applications as when you start working. You will be given access to the application, and then you can review it, understand it, ask questions, and all that. Okay. Student introduction. We're not going to do this today. We're going to do this next Saturday. So the first thing we will do next Saturday is, if we're going to work together as a team, we need to understand each other. We need to know each other. We can't just be somewhere far away. We need to see each other sometimes, you know. So, but when we turn on our videos during class, it might slow us down. So, but next Saturday, the first agenda will be to introduce ourselves. Please dress well, be somewhere where you can show yourself. So your introduction will be based on this is my name. I'm based in blah 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 place. This is why I'm attending the class, and this is my purpose of attending the class. You know, so that's all the information that you need. And if you have anything, any exciting fact about you, you can let us know. Maybe you are a chef, or you like to body jump from mountains that are 10 miles high, those kind of fun stuff about you. So you can also let us know. Okay, let me add that here. Fun stuff about you. Okay. Then what next? I don't know. I think we meet next Saturday. I'm just kidding. What next is by tomorrow, I should send out the next set of videos to watch with the assignment accompanying those videos. Please, I know that some of us are just starting this. So, you don't know where most things are. But I think by now, when you receive email, you should always be on the lookout for email, because I'm not going to send email and then start calling everybody, hey, I've sent email. No, you have to check your email. Make sure that you review your email from time to time. So once you receive email, then treat that email. So since you have received email at least once from QA class instructors, your email is never, QA class instructor email is never going to go to spam box again in your email. So you are sure to receive email. And I've said it before, I only want serious people. If we give ultimatum to submit assignment and you don't submit assignment, and there is no reason other than a dog ate your assignment, then that will not be accepted. Or a snake swallowed your assignment. Those things, like what happens in Nigeria, or a monkey took your assignment and ran away. So
maybe ate the computer.
Or a monkey ate the computer, and you are trying to take the monkey to the hospital so you can retrieve the computer from the monkey's stomach. Those kind of examples are, do I want to say acceptable or understandable? Or maybe not. So that's what comes next. So any questions? We have come to the end today. So, and I think this has been informative. Any questions? Any concerns? Emotional outbreak?
Everything is good.
I have a question.
Okay, is it a question or emotional outbreak?
It's a question, actually. It's a question.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, we've spoken about the soft skills, that you mentioned, one being patient, attention to details, and all that. How about the technical skills? Is there any particular technical skill we are required to have to succeed in this program?
Yes. All the technical skills that you're supposed to have, we're going to do everything in this class. We're going to learn HTML. We're going to learn XML. We're going to learn, let me see, SQL. These are the technical skills that are required for you as a business analyst.
Okay, so to summarize what you've just said, if I'm coming in as a novice without any technical skill,
yes,
I'm going to succeed in this program after the course of, the training and everything.
Yes, the answer I will give is people have done it. Some are even vice presidents of companies. Some are directors of companies, big companies like Visa. I'll bring those people so you can see them. There are people who came to class like you that they have no single, you ask them what is HTML, they don't know. What is XML, they don't know. What is the requirement, they don't know. But they learned everything from the class. And what we're going to do in this particular class is more than what we have ever done in any class past. So, to whom more is given, more will be expected. The technical skills that you're supposed to know, you will have it. So you can see on my screen, I can even open it up. This is our SQL server. This is the SQL server. Everyone will have access to it. The applications that I'm talking about, you can see, you can go to the application, you can come to the database, you can see. So what we're going to be doing is real practical. This is our SQL, this is SQL server we're going to be using for class. And this is a live SQL server with live information. I think someone should be excited about it. I am.
We are.
I'm excited.
I think I'm happy in this. I'm happy I'm in this class.
So the danger is just what I've explained before. Everything will look so simple that you might not take it serious. But I'll just say, please do take it serious. That we're explaining in this way doesn't mean that it's not. You go to some classes, you get confused. But you come to our class, hey, glory be to God, you get clarity because you do it practically. Any other question?
Hi, Festus. Question.
Yes, sir.
Are we going to be receiving a recording of each class session for point of reference, as in to study with after each session?
Yeah, so I think I mentioned it at the beginning of our meeting today that this is the first time that I'm recording for a class.
Okay.
So I hope I've not said something that should not be distributed. And,
No, you didn't.
yeah, so once that, then I'll just make it available to us. It will be on Google Drive. You can access it, you can play it back. So we hope to do that because it will also make things faster for us.
Yes.
I have some recording from 2018 that we were trying to do then. Some people were on YouTube, some people were on Facebook, and we're trying to stream live. I have those recordings. I'm also going to share those recordings with us. Those will be some of the videos that we need to watch for class. Please, there will be so many videos. It is not difficult, but you just have to be able to do it. Please, if you need to sleep less, sleep less. Because as you are sleeping less, I'm also sleeping less. So please, if I'm giving, and I tell my students, if I'm giving 100%, you should be giving 300%. Because it's only for a limited time. And let's all do this and be successful in it. And it is doable. People before did it, so there's no reason why, And I told you about myself. I have no degree in IT, but I'm able to do this successfully.